Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Work with MJ this morning. Her work, she's a nurse, and her situation is standing with 3 other nurses, and she is believing that they don't want her there. And this work runs so deep. I hope you enjoy it. She is absolutely open-minded and amazing. So open your minds and let's do the work. Part of something beautiful. That would assume there's something less than beautiful. I can't go there. Used to live there. It was interesting it was an interesting life. Yikes. Those of you new to the work today, welcome. And the work, what we do in this community, is we identify the cause of all of our suffering. We identify it, we move it from our head to paper, and question it. So it's a mindful process. It requires stillness. It requires an open mind. It requires of me, let's say I'm talking to you and we're having this nice talk, and then it hits me. This image hits me and you wouldn't know it because it's going on in my head, but I'm just talking to you like this, but in my head, I have an image of this person in the past and an image of me and an image of people around us, and I'm talking, and this person says, "You don't know what you're talking about." As I sit here talking to you, that's going on, and maybe you're out there in the audience right now. It doesn't matter. I'm talking to you, and I look like I'm doing so well, and that image is going on in my head. Okay, and then I think, well, they think, da-da-da-da. It would lead me to believe that thing in my head that you're the same potentially. They think I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I see this image in my head the ego offers up as proof from years ago where this person said what they said. I imagine that onto you. That's how the ego works. It takes the past, it puts it on the now. So when I'm focused there, talking to you, this is going on. Now, how do I react when I believe the thought? Meaning, yes, he said it. Yes, he did that. Yes, they gave me the look. Yes, all of that. While I'm talking to you like I'm focused. And that's going on. Okay, this is how we live. This is how we live. And I don't even know what's going on because it's just how it is. Talking to you, images of the past. So how do I react when that's going on? I'm asleep to it, but I'm not asleep to it. It's affecting me and the way I see you. So how do I react when I believe that thought in my head while I'm talking to you, while I'm mesmerized, not even knowing it, asleep to it? I have to sound really authentic. I have to dun. I have to be really authentic. I have to really. What is that? What is that? It's false. It's not authentic. It's not good. It's not bad. I'm trying. We're getting along, and I hope you're impressed. I hope you won't think she doesn't know. I'm doing my best so you don't think she doesn't know what she's. That's inauthentic. And it's such a way of life for us, we don't even know we're doing it. It's like there's this hypnotic trance going on. We're asleep to that affects that affects our relationships, the relationship with the self, affects my relationship with you. So when you think the thought, she doesn't know what she's talking about, you would be right. And I would argue with you. Or I would listen. You would say, you don't know what you're talking about. You could be right. You could be right. So you say that to me and I get still. And you wouldn't know I'm being still, but I'm being still. I'm talking and I'm still. The trance is over. I'm present, even though I'm talking to you. I don't know what affects that, but I understand. I understand this portrayal, that this feed. Now, it's not right or wrong. I'm waking up to reality with your help, with the world's help. You call me on my stuff. And if I'm not offended, if I'm really here in Earth School, if I'm not busy being offended and hypnotized, that's what war is all about. I'm at war with you for calling me on. You are the one that's If I'm not offended, I can listen, I can hear you, and we can talk about it. Specifically, why do you see me that way? I want to know. And in the meantime, I'm going to go back to that situation where he called me on you are not authentic in front of those people. And I'm going to move what I was thinking and believing then from my head onto paper. I'm going to transfer that event and what I was thinking and believing in that situation. It doesn't matter if it was years ago, the situation, or yesterday. Whenever it was, I'm going to be there now. It's not so hard to do. I was when we call it remembering. So I go back into that situation as I answer the 6 questions on the Judge and Neighbor worksheet. Why? Because what I was thinking and believing then was the cause of my suffering then. And if I'm so wrapped up in what you think of me now, I'm affected by then, so I'm not present with you now, not as present with you now. I'm divided and asleep to it. So I'm going to take that event. I'm going to be there now. Why not? Could have been running my life all these years. I'm going to be there now, fill in that worksheet, and there's the cause of my suffering. Boom. That's it. So when I question that, it changes how present I can be with you now, how authentic I can be with you now. And him and her and my children and my grandchildren and life. It affects everything, everything. And the ego just keeps offering up, just offering up. So if you ever feel sad, deprived, hurting, fearful, alone, if you ever feel that, just what are you thinking and believing? Get still. Move it from your head to paper and question it. But there's a thing about self-inquiry. You have to be open to it. You know what that means? Open to it? Don't even do it if you're not open to it, because you can't. You have to be open to what appears because it leaves us left with who am I? The answer to who am I? If you sit in those 4 questions, it's a meditative process. And as you find opposites, you just do the same as you do with the questions. You just notice what you're being shown. Waking up to reality. No downside other than the loss of I know. I know. He doesn't care about me. I know. The ego offers up all the proof. He wanted to embarrass me. He did that on purpose. He's a poor listener. Da, 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 da. Notice there's no self-reflection there. It's all him, and it's all about what I think of him. Him reflection as opposed to self-reflection. Barbara, honey, you have a question?
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. So my question is, what really gets me out of my balance a lot is my kids, and they're young. They're 7 and 9 years old. And every time I've done the worksheet, what I find hard is that I feel hard to accept the reality because I feel responsible. Like as a mom.
You feel bad about accepting the reality. Tells me that you feel, it's difficult accepting what you don't want to accept that is true nonetheless. And I don't know that that's so, but that might be what you're experiencing. I don't have to like reality. I just cry, weep, pound on the floor, and just go to the next question. What's an example, sweetheart?
So an example is like one of my sons, my perception is that he is like always speaking on his brother, right? And that really,
Okay, well, right away, is it true that he's always doing that?
It's not always, no.
Okay, so why did I have to point that out? When I pointed out, you recognized it. But the ego will prove to you in those images, past, future, of how he's always doing it. And then you're in a trance. You're left trance. And notice how you treat your son when you believe the thought that he's always doing it. Because the ego doesn't say, oh, not always. It just offers up image after image after image of how he hurts his brother.
Yeah. How do I?
And then when you turn it around and you look at your son and you're believing he's always doing that to his brother, notice when you turn it around, I'm always doing it to him. So notice when you see him, your ego offers up all these images, and it looks like always, but that's delusional. Notice how you react and treat him, and notice your other son is witnessing it as well. They're learning how to live. They're learning how to deal with life from their mother.
Yeah.
Oh, do I understand this one, honey? I understand it. Those of us that are mother, fathers, aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters, we've experienced it one way or another. At work, at play. My son always hurts his brother. How do you treat him when you believe the thought? And then I leave it to you. And the ego would say, well, always, not always. And I have this problem. I know it's not always, but nope. no. Slow it down, because when you're in that trance, you don't know it's not always. You're in a trance. And don't believe me, test it for yourself, because this is not something I can give you.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
Yes. I'm
Um,
guessing, but yes.
say that again.
I said, I'm guessing that you can, but that's more like an invitation. Yes, please.
Okay.
Mhm.
Where I get caught up on this, in that I feel I know that as a mom, I want to raise my kids right in the best way possible. And I feel it's my responsibility to teach them a lot of things.
Yes, and you are.
And
You definitely
yeah,
are teaching them a lot of things. It's just, what are we teaching them?
yes, yes. Um, and where I get confused here is like, I accept him as who he is, of course, that's my only choice.
Until
And
he
how do I
until
feel,
he hurts his brother.
yeah, how do I still like, because I have a desire that he eventually he changed some behaviors, right? Based on something that I'm going to teach him.
Look at you and how you treat him when you believe you want him to stop hurting his brother. You're teaching him behaviors.
Yeah.
You're teaching him anger, frustration, lack of patience. You're teaching him. This work, that's why I call it the work. I'm no teacher. I'm a student. And my children, oh my goodness, and my grandchildren, if I have buttons, they know those buttons.
Yep.
Okay, my heart. Oh, honey, do I have, I just, if you want to know more, go to that helpline on thework.com. You'll find that helpline, and they'll show you. They're very patient. If you have a worksheet ready when you call, that'd be great. And if you don't, they'll support you to fill one in.
Coming to your training in October.
Oh, you are, you brave little soul. Oh boy, I'll be waiting for you, sweetie.
Thank you. I'm very looking forward to it.
Well, I am really looking forward to it too, because I love your sons already. So, and they've got the perfect mother, just like my children. God bless them all. See you
Thank
then,
you.
honey. Okay, so on MJ, do you have a judge and neighbor worksheet?
Hi, yes, ma'am. I have my worksheet.
Hi, hi, MJ. So, what did you write for number one?
I am anxious and angry with everyone because they don't want me there. And I put everyone because this happens in different settings with different people.
So what setting did you anchor in? On what specific, when you were filling in the worksheet, what specific situation where they didn't want you there, that you were anchored in? New to the work, what I'm saying is, when you're filling in one of these judge your neighbor worksheets, just zoom in on the situation and identify the thoughts you were thinking in that, even though it's happened 1,000 times, maybe anchor in one situation when you're filling this worksheet in. And when you're questioning it, continue to stay in that situation with those people. So did you find one to anchor in?
Yeah, so there was one situation at clinical with the group, and it was, a group of 2 or 3 people who all had the same response.
Okay. So, and are you inside a building? Are you outside? Are you in a room? Are you in an office? Are you in a kitchen? Where are you?
We are at the nurse's station.
At the nurse's station. Okay. So anchor there. There are 4 of you there. Anchor there. Do you see them?
Yes.
Okay. So hold that situation in your mind's eye. They don't want you there. Those three nurses don't want you there. So look at their faces. Is it true? Can you really know that it's true? Continue to look. That means, get close to it. Can you really know that it's true? They don't want you there.
I'm going to go with no.
Okay, so just feel that. You saw their faces. I'm not getting that from you that they said we don't want you there. So now notice how you react. What happens in you? What happens? Like you're emotional, what you say, what you do. Notice how you react in that situation when you think the thought, they don't want me here.
I don't want to be here.
And notice the emotions, the emotional that happens, and your persona when you think the thought, they don't want me here. Do you shut down? Do you?
Yeah, I typically get angry in that moment. I get angry and I shut down. And a little bit of like ego comes on where I'm like, okay, I don't need
Yeah.
to be around.
Yeah, like I don't, yeah.
I have things to do anyway.
Yeah. They don't want me here. Feel what it feels like emotionally, physically, when you think the thought, they don't want me here, and you're experiencing what you just shared with us.
It is gut wrenching. It is upsetting, that feeling of rejection.
And where do you feel it? In your tummy, in your chest? Okay, now get really still. Be there now with the three of those nurses in that situation. You're believing the thought, they don't want me here. Now get in touch with how emotional that is. Does it even affect your arms maybe, or your throat, your belly, your thighs, your notice how much of your body that affects.
Yeah, my arms pull into the side a good bit.
Yeah. And notice the images of the past that happen in that situation when you think the thought, they don't want me here. Notice how familiar that is. Notice the images, maybe all the way back from childhood. They don't want me here. You see what was going on?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, what is affecting you? What is causing all those emotions? Standing there with those three nurses, or your internal, the ego's work of past and future, past and future.
Yeah, I struggle with that it's both. And I'm like, well, yeah, I need to do that work, but they also need to, be compassionate, professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of like when I get to the end of the worksheet, I'm like, yeah, and I'm still right.
Yeah, and just notice the ego, just expect that of the ego. Thank you for sharing and come back to your work. They don't want me here. Turned around. They do want me here. Now check it out. We turn it around, not to believe it, but to check it out. This is self-inquiry, self-inquiry. They do want me here. So give me an example. Get really still, be there now. They do want me here. Can you find one example that might indicate They do want you there. Or that they're just okay with you there.
There have been a few times where like they've needed something and I was the one who had that supply or whatever they needed.
That's one. If you find two, if you find one, you can find two. Did they ask you to leave?
No.
That's two.
Okay, good.
Can you find another one? If you find two, you can find three. Are they treating you differently?
Yes.
Okay, so be there now. They're talking among them with you standing there. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, now listen. Listen. Grow. It's as though you're invisible there. Just be a part of it. Be the listener. They do want me here. Open your mind to that. Be there now.
I imagine in that situation, I would make some eye contact and smile at one or
What were you hearing? Were they bantering? Were they
just talking about themselves?
be the audience? We're checking out, who am I without the thought they don't want me here? They didn't ask you to leave. Be the audience. We love an audience that doesn't one-upmanship us. We love an audience that listens.
I hear that because I think sometimes when I am listening in with them and I'm like, I hate small talk, but I'll try to play along just to like do the social thing. And I try to jump in with like a little bit of chit chat. They'll just like,
not for you. That's not you.
But typically when I jump in with chit chat, it's kind of like an alternative idea or like, oh, let's take that thought here. But to be an audience and to support them in exactly what they're saying is something I don't always do.
Always is, that's a lot. I don't know anyone that always, consistently. This is Earth School. It can be tough. Oh my goodness, they don't want me here. Turned around. I want me here.
Mm-hmm.
So be there now. Listen. Be the audience. Take it in. Drop any of your superficial thoughts. I want me here. Give me one example. Maybe something you learn about them, from them. Maybe something that, without the thought they don't want me here, you agree with, actually. And don't own it.
I want to have partners on my team. Like I want to have where I know that I can just call their name, make a request without feeling a need to explain why or apologize for inconveniencing them.
So if you have the kind of relationship with them where you're the audience, you're the listener, you're growing, you're knowing them, You're doing everything it takes to know. I mean, it even changes communication, the way you communicate. It changes even the sound of your voice. Your attitude comes through the sound of your voice. They do want me. Notice that me that is in touch. Which one do you think they would prefer being with? The listener in that situation, because the ego will take you, yeah, but all these situations. I cannot imagine what happens in a nurse's station, the pressure you're under. And these are not little things we're talking about right now. They do want me here.
But why would they want me there?
Well, we're going to find out. Let's look at 2. Why would they want you there? As an audience.
Okay.
A listener, an open-minded listener that's not stuck in they don't want me here. Let's look at 2.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want in that situation?
I want trust and respect.
So I want them to trust and respect me. That's what you wanted. So now let's go back. Yes, this is life and death stuff. Respect is important. And in that situation, you're standing there with them. It's more or less chit chat. You're listening now. Get present, be there now. You want them to trust and respect you. Is it true? Now you know who you're talking about. You're a little more connected after sitting in number 1. You want them, not other nurses' stations, not Earth School, not nurses' school, where it's important, but those 3 ladies or nurses. You want them to trust and respect you. Is it true?
Is it true that I want them to respect me?
Yes.
I think it's more true that I want them to accept me.
Okay. You want them to accept you and trust you. Is it true?
Definitely.
Okay. Look at them. Just as they were. Look how tied up in what they're saying they are. In that situation, you want them to trust you. Notice how you react. What happens to your state of mind and emotional, and anything you would say or do, and attitude. Notice how you react when you think the thought, I want them to trust and respect me.
Yeah, I immediately start thinking that they're just assholes.
Yeah, and notice how that shows up. So drop those images of past, future, and look at you through their eyes without the thought, I want them to trust and respect me. Look at them, look at you through their eyes.
Yeah.
What do you see?
Now they know that I'm judging them just like I've been thinking that they're judging me.
Yeah, so just experience that that's a big one. You know, when I'm doing this work and I'm sitting, I'll sit in something like this maybe for 15 minutes and then notice throughout the day when I experience it again in my attitude. And
I bet that's hard for them to see my body language or my facial expression when I guess they're just trying to hang out and have fun. To me, like chit-chatting is not fun at, in a setting like that. And so I bet that's hard for them to see someone disapproving when they're just
I would drop the I bet. You just got a glimpse of who they're with.
yeah, it's disappointing for them to see that lack of support.
I want them to trust and respect me and to accept them. Turned around, I want me to
Respect them. Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though I just witnessed you doing that. There was a smile on your face. They're just small talk. I guess they just want just a little levity around what they're looking at day in and day out.
And like for me, that is peace and quiet. Like no one talking to me, no one talking around me. Like that to me is what like breaks up everything else that's going on. And I guess for some people it's talking about chicken salad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're getting to know them. You know, you are a good listener. It's like you're seeing now what you saw and heard then. And your smile was so warm and so open.
Yeah, they're just people.
I want them to trust and respect me and to accept them. Turned around, I want me to trust and respect them and to accept them. Because no coldness or attitude has stopped them so far.
Mm-hmm. It makes them bind stronger together with each other. They're like, okay, she's judging us. Let's just stay in our corner. Yeah.
So you were standing there anyway, and there were two ways to stand there. One is open, and the other is open as a listener, is what I'm being just open as a listener. So now be there now. I want me to trust and respect them. So what is it in that situation you trust about them? Listen carefully. You heard their words. You were there. What is it you respect about them?
Well, they've obviously gained some connection and trust with each other, so they can at least do that with some people.
And for all you know, you're one of them. But what you were listening to was pure ego as opposed to their words.
Mm-hmm.
Their words were secondary to what the ego was on fire with its judgments. And that's a trance. You know, oh boy, I just had a thought, but and then I had the thought, don't share it. And then I had the thought, you know, I see me just doing and it's not personal. It's a mental illness. It's sick. And it affects our work. Just like earlier, the lady that shared, her son always hurts, his brother. It's just not true, but the ego is on fire with it. It offers up all the proof, just like the one you're sitting in now. I want them to trust and respect me. Turn it around. I want me in that situation to trust and respect me and accept me.
Okay.
Be the listener, be the audience. Get connected. You can leave anytime, but while you're there, that is the way to self-respect and acceptance and trust.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm at war with anyone or anything, I have to look to myself. I'm my only hope.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at 3. In that situation, what advice to get what you want? What advice would you offer them?
They shouldn't judge, or more so, they shouldn't react based off of their judgments. They shouldn't behave negatively in response to their biases or judgments.
So look at them, look at you. In that situation, they shouldn't judge, react based on their judgments about you. Is it true? They shouldn't behave negatively based on your biases, it seems. Is it true? Look at them, look at you through their eyes. And notice how you react toward them and how it feels emotionally. You're get in touch with your emotional. And those images of past, future. And the look on your face when you look at them, maybe, or your attitude. Notice how you react when you believe the thought. Notice the judgments. And notice any behavior, meaning maybe facial expression, body language, that might negatively, they might negatively base their judgment, their biases on. In other words, look at you through their eyes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be around that. Yeah.
Yeah, they should judge you and your reactions based on their judgments, because you can see what's obvious. You're the living one. You're the living one. You're the one experiencing it. It exhausts us. It separates us. And with the job you've got, sweetheart, you need all the energy and heart you can muster. So, like a prayer, just turn it around to yourself. In that situation, I shouldn't. And read it again.
I shouldn't behave poorly based off of my judgments.
This is advice to yourself, your highest self. In that situation, so live the turnaround, be there now, and live that turnaround. I shouldn't judge them and react based on the judgments I imagine they're thinking about me. And listen to their banter and their fruit salad recipe. Knowing you can leave anytime, you can say what's true for you and walk away. Like, send the recipe to me later. I need to leave now. We're not captives. We can come and go without negative judgment. Let's look at 4. Oh, let's go back. The living turnaround. Advice to myself. Be there now. I shouldn't judge them and react based on my judgments, on my negative judgments. So just listen to them. Notice any judgments, drop them and listen again. Notice any negative reaction, just notice. Just drop it for the moment, it's okay. And listen to them again, knowing you're free to walk anytime. Now let's look at 4.
I said, I need them to be loving.
Okay. To be happy, you need them to be loving. Is it true?
No.
Oh, that is such good news. You can listen. You don't have to agree. You can listen, learn, glean one little thing. Just life is a teacher. You need them to be loving. Turn it around. In that situation, for me to be happy, I need
to be loving.
So now live that turnaround, be there now in that situation, and get in touch with one thing that you, whatever your definition of love is in that situation. I need me to be loving. Oh, I need them to be loving. Find one example of something they said or did that was loving toward you. Change nothing, just get in touch with.
Oh, there was one time that we all were supposed to be meeting somewhere and they told me about it. Someone stopped and said, hey, we're going to be over here.
That's fun.
Yeah.
If you find one, you can find 2.
Man. They gave me the codes. Someone gave me the codes when I asked for them.
2. Find 2, you can find 3.
And they don't sit like on the complete opposite side of the room when we have to sit together.
Honey, that's 3. That's a big deal where I come from. If you find 3, you can find 4.
You're going to do 4.
Well, when I'm sitting in it, I need to know. I have to know. I have to know for myself. I'm not into guessing. I want the real deal because I just can't live in fear anymore.
None of them have ever argued with me.
Wow.
or yelled at me. And that's a big deal to me. That means
It's a big deal, period. That tells me that they respect you, and accept you and trust you. That was your whole number two.
yeah. And that made me think, like, sometimes after I say things, like later on, I'll hear them talking about it. And I think that they're like making fun of me, but maybe they actually like thought it was funny. And I've had people tell me that before, where they're like, no, people just think you're funny. And I'm like, I don't think so.
I can see that.
And but this idea that, well, yeah, I mean, they've never just flat out argued with me or yelled at me or like just been aggressive toward me. So maybe they do think, maybe the times I've heard them like talking about something I've said, maybe they were like wanting to share it with someone because it was a very genius, hilarious comment that I made.
Yeah, I can see that. Now be in that circle, that situation, and find something genius and funny that they said. Or even something funny. And I'll leave that for inner work later.
Mm-hmm.
But where it's really tested is on the job.
Yeah, I can keep looking for good stuff that they say.
Yeah. So to be happy, the other turnaround, another one, I need me to be loving in that situation. So that's homework for you to be there now on the other side of our time together. And to be happy, I need me to be loving. I need them to be loving and find out where they were loving each other and sharing that in the presence of you. Notice how free they are to be themselves with you standing there. And notice how little they require of you out of respect and judgment that is probably respectful. I notice anytime you smile, it's a gift from you to me. And I mean that with all sincerity. I get it every time. And I don't think I'm alone on this call. And they get that from you at work. Sometimes. Okay, let's look at 5.
Oh, what do I think of them?
In that situation, they are
Assholes.
okay. In that situation, what is the opposite of asshole, as you mean the word to be?
They are generous and kind. Yeah, they are kind.
So, example, they are kind.
Let's see. I've heard them offering rides to one another on occasion. That was kind for them to do for each other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have to be kind if they're in this field or going into this field, preparing for it.
You're kind. Have you been in a position to offer someone a ride and offered it?
Mm-hmm. And they're wanting to take care of sick patients, so they must be kind in that. You have to have that somewhat, at least.
In that situation, where were they kind?
In the situation at the nurse's station,
Notice the words. Notice what they said. Notice their either banter or discussion. Notice they were
yeah,
kind.
they were agreeing with each other. And
About what specific? For example,
that something I said was funny.
and did you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a lot in common with them when you really look at this. They think you're funny. It seems they respect you.
But it's like, if they thought it was funny, why didn't they laugh with me, like, when I was there? Like, like I walked up on it. Like I walked up on it.
Your definition of funny might not be their definition of funny.
Mhm.
I know people that, my daughter, for one, her humor can be so deadly and it just knocks me out. But it's not even a ha 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 ha. You know, it runs more deeply than that. And the respect I have for her, I don't even know how to measure it. It's so high. She's she's funny. She's just funny. I mean, she says something and I just just love and admire her, and she's just so funny. So maybe, you know, and that's not a ha 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 ha. It's a different feel. So your definition of funny may not match their definition of the word. And you can always ask, what do you mean by funny? I want to know more. And then you get to learn how they think of you. You get to know more about who you're working with.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can do that because it's how you treat your patients. That shows you you can do that. They're assholes. Turn it around in that situation. I am an asshole.
Mhm.
Try it on. I'm trying it on now with.
I'm an asshole for sure.
Okay, so by your definition, example, be there now in that situation. I'm an asshole. Example.
I don't want to be around people. I don't want to talk to people. And it's all just because I'm nervous around them. I'm just anxious.
Well, you don't know how to be.
Yeah.
Judgments are so great. How could you? And these judgments are the ones on your worksheet. But all that's required in my world, as I experience this world, is to be the listener.
Mhm.
And I only laugh when it's funny. I don't force it. And I only smile when it's natural. I don't force it. Those are the perks of life as a listener. And well, I'm a listener who has questioned the judgments on your worksheet. Been there, survived that, still working on it. Earth School. So let's look at 6. You might go back to work and say, you know, sometimes I'm an asshole and I'm disrespectful and you know, I'm judgmental. And if you ever see that in me, experience that, please mention it, because I care about you. And I want to be my best here on the job and in my life.
Oh.
They're nurses.
Typically, I would end that statement with, because I don't want anyone to get mad at me.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's another way of saying I fear what people think about me. I fear what you think about me. Love that you share that with me honestly, but I'd only say that if I were really ready to hear it.
Right.
If I weren't so sensitive.
But to give that explanation and invite to people based out of fear.
No, you don't do it till you're ready. You don't do it till you mean it. No.
So,
I mean, I wouldn't do it to me. I don't want to invite
it with, because I want to be better and I want to be good at this job.
There it is.
That's
it.
Yeah.
That's valid. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm willing that for anyone to get mad at me, I look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Say it and see how it feels.
Say it again.
Say it and see how it feels. I look forward to them getting mad at me.
Okay. I look forward to them getting mad at me.
Yeah. Why? Because it's unfinished business. If you feel hurt, it's unfinished business. It's another worksheet.
Okay.
Yeah. So the enemies in this world have set me free. And I'm willing to, and I look forward for whatever comes next.
Yeah.
Because all suffering is a state of mind, not body. That's a big statement, that last one, not body. So I invite you all to test it and remember MJ's work today. She's our nurse today. Thank you. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. At homewithbk.com, let's do the work.